Hey, fifth grade, if you're watching this, it means that you are ready to start editing your first memoir and you are done with draft 2. You've performed a bunch of revisions, and that draft is looking better than draft 1. It's all of the content and the dialogue and those things, everything is there to bring the memory to life. So you're ready to start looking at the nitty-gritty things, the things that there are rules about. You might have just heard my dogs in the background. If you did, I'm sorry. They're not the best behaved schnauzers. So pardon the interruption. Let's jump back here. We are going to go to the document that has a 4 in front of it. And again, you can hover over it and you can see that the whole document name. It's number 4, editing draft 3, memoir number 1. I'm going to click on that. And then I'm also going to go back into the assignment and I'm going to go to the document that says number 3. I'm going to open that in a window as well because that's where I made those revisions. Now, I just so happen to have that already open. So I need to go in and copy that first and then paste it into my new document where I'm going to edit. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to use my 2 fingers spread apart to tap on my mouse pad. Then I'm going to try that again because it said paste instead of copy. There we go. I'm going to copy. Then I'm going to come back to my document for editing. I'm not going to fill any of this in yet. I just want to get it pasted in. So I'm going to click down here, the end, hit enter a couple times so it doesn't run into those directions. And then I'm going to use my fingers spread apart. I'm going to do a double tap on my mouse pad and I can say paste. Okay. So then we're going to jump back up here to this form. You're going to type your name. You're going to type the title of your memoir. And then you're going to, oopsie, love that undo button. Then you're going to type today's date. Then you're going to go back into your draft and you're going to check for obvious stuff. Remember, this is stuff that you have been taught about sentences and paragraphs since you were little. So probably from 2nd grade on, you have known that you need to start every sentence with a capital letter and that you need to end every sentence with a piece of punctuation. You also know that if you're using someone's name, that you need to capitalize that. So that would be the obvious stuff that is talking about. So we would come down here, we would go word by word, line by line, looking for any errors with obvious stuff. If we found some errors, then we would just fix that and then move on. So we would do the whole memoir, and hopefully yours is a lot longer than mine. And once we're done checking for that and we've corrected all of those things, we're going to put an X here. Now, I know some of you speed demons, you kind of get into this ego trap of, oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, or you don't really read it to yourself or check those things. You just go wherever there are squiggles and you correct that, and then you come up here and you put XXX. Please don't do that. It's very obvious when you do it. I had so many kids turn in their poems with X's in these boxes, and then I would get down to their title, and yeah, it wasn't capitalized, but they had a X in that box. So make sure you do this step by step. So I checked for obvious stuff, and I came back up and I put my X here. Highlight and look up every word I'm not 100% certain of. So this is where I'm checking for spelling. And you really do, yes, you do need to pay attention to the red squiggles, but you really do just need to go word by word, reading it out loud, making sure the word that you have is the word that you meant and that it's spelled correctly and punctuated, or not punctuated, capitalized if it needs to be. obviously, okay? So the name of a person, place, thing, or idea would be capitalized as well because that would be a proper noun. So you're going to go in here, you're going to check for spelling. You can look at capitalization too if it needs to be, okay? So word by word, if you come across something, you're going to fix it. Then you're going to go back up here and put an X in that box. Then you'll go back down and we're looking at only the title here. It says, excuse me, capitalize the first, last, and important words in a title. So I don't even have a title here for mine. And so if that's you too, if you haven't focused on a title yet, or you're just using a working title, then now might be a good time to add that. Hopefully you noticed that during revision. I didn't catch it, but that's okay because that's what's cool about the writing process. We have the right, as the writer, to go back into it at any point in the writing process and do whatever we need to do to make it better. So I'm going to go back here and I'm going to put my title in. Let's see, I am going to write about dangerous things. And I'm just going to leave it there. Dangerous things. If you'll think back to very early in the year, I shared with you the dangerous things that my parents either didn't know we were doing or didn't bother checking up on. The bottle rocket tag and all those crazy things, me running over my brother with a go-kart. So let's say I were writing about one of those topics and I was bringing those memories to life. This might be a title that I use, okay? And I would need to make sure that the first letter of the first word and all first, last, and important words in between have a capital letter. So I only have 2 words in my title, so the first and the last have to be capitalized. You can see that I've done that here and here. So once I've checked my title, it looks good. I'm going to come back up here, put an X, and then I can move on to capitalize the personal pronoun I. So I'm going to go through this memoir with a fine-tooth comb, so to speak, and I'm going to look at every single word. And if the word is the personal pronoun I, so let's say in this sentence, let's say I had it like that. If I is going to stand alone as its own word, it has to be capitalized because it's being used as a personal pronoun. Okay? And so, yep, Google's trying to tell me this doesn't make sense, and it doesn't. But I wanted to demonstrate what that might look like. So then I'm going to go in and change it to a capital I. I accidentally took out my space, so I have to put that back in before and after it. Okay. After I've gone through the whole document looking for any I's that are not capitalized, I'm going to come back up here, the personal pronoun I, not all I's, and I'm going to put an X in here. For now, for your first memoir, that's the only thing that I'm asking you to edit for. However, we're going to be adding to this editing checklist because I'm going to teach you how to punctuate dialogue, and that's going to be something that I'm going to expect you guys to go back in and check for. But that's for another time. All right, guys, so once you have checked your writing for all of these things and you fixed anything that needed fixed down here, you're going to go back to the assignment and move on to your next step. Okay? All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions or you need help with anything. Love and miss you.